You sit down with friends, place your new phone or car keys on the table, and keep the conversation moving. You tell yourself you are simply sharing a moment with people you care about. But when nobody reacts right away, your chest tightens, your hand hovers near the object. You start to scan the faces in the room to see who noticed. So you say a little more. You guide the conversation back to the upgrade, the trip, or the designer bag. You make sure the group acknowledges it. This impulse functions as an unconscious plea for the group to acknowledge your presence. Your body is asking, "Can you see me now?" Or perhaps it happens in complete isolation. You adjust the angle and crop the image of your new purchase, hesitating for a long moment before you hit post. Modern culture encourages us to frame this as celebrating or sharing the results of our hard work with the world. But when pride becomes dependent on gathering evidence from an audience, it starts to carry a heavy, exhausting weight. This need for proof reveals a deep-seated fear of being seen as struggling or falling behind the rest of society. Long before an adult needs people to see what they have, there is often a child who is acutely aware of what they lack. In an elementary classroom, that child watches peers open bright new backpacks and show fresh shoes. They look down at their own worn-out sneakers and older supplies. Their shoulders lift slightly. They slowly slide their feet entirely under the desk, hoping no one will notice the difference. This feeling of being less than takes root, even without explicit bullying. The silent contrast between their belongings and their peers creates a lasting sense of inadequacy. Outside the classroom, the child learns to read the subtle signs of financial stress and exhaustion on their caregiver's face. They instinctively mask their own desires to avoid adding to the adult's visible burdens. They learn the rule of survival. Do not ask for too much. Internalizing this scarcity leads to a devastating equation. The child begins to believe that having more actually makes a person be more. By 15, the quiet shame of childhood evolves into a visible defense. The teen uses specific items or clothing to project a sense of confidence in the hallway. In the social economy of high school, material possessions function as armor. If lacking things once made them feel exposed, having things feels like protection. When a peer boasts about a new phone, the teen's defensive reflex fires immediately. They speak up to mention something better they own or something they are about to get. This behavior serves as a survival sentence. They are using their possessions to say, "I matter too," desperately trying to avoid being placed at the bottom of the social hierarchy. Years later, that same reflex appears in professional settings. When a colleague mentions an achievement, the adult instinctively responds with a bigger success story. The items have upgraded to cars, houses, and job titles, but the underlying mechanism is identical to the teenager's defense. The automatic need to prove success often causes the very alienation the adult fears. It creates competition where there was once an opportunity for connection. The post-brag emptiness comes from a realization that no purchase can heal the memory of the unseen child. The item is still carrying the weight of that old shame. Recognizing these survival echoes in your own life is the first step toward understanding what your behavior is trying to protect. We can name this pattern through the Behavioral Echoes 4A framework. It begins with adaptation. Over time, the response becomes a reflex. When someone else receives attention, your body rushes to compete, to ensure you aren't left behind or overlooked. Healing begins with awareness. This is the critical pause where you ask if you are sharing a joy or seeking a confirmation of your worth. Recognizing the pattern is what separates true pride from the need for an audience. The final stage is attachment. This is the ability to share meaningful moments without measuring your worth against others, allowing you to let your friends celebrate their wins in peace. Moving past this cycle does not require you to reject success or the enjoyment of luxury items you worked hard to earn. True healing occurs when your possessions are simply enjoyed for what they are, rather than used as medicine for past humiliation. So, when you feel the urge to provide evidence of your success, take a moment to look inward. Ask what part of you still fears that they are falling behind. This impulse is the sound of a younger self finally speaking up, using material evidence to claim the worth they were once denied. Behavioral echoes. Understanding behavior today, shaping tomorrow's potential.